Hello, 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 hello. This is Coach Lalisa. I am so excited to be talking to you again. I just love talking with you. You all are wonderful. So I want to talk to you now about something that I feel is so amazingly and extremely important. And that is how to get what you really want. If you are a person who wants to know how to get what you really want in life, then guess what? You're in the absolute right place. Well, I'm Coach Lalisa, and I help people get what they really want in life. And sometimes I help people get what they have not even yet articulated that they want. They haven't even thought about it yet. I love to brainstorm with people. I love to give ideas. I love to just like spare the moment, just pop up with stuff. I should just do like pop up, options, right? Just call it pop up options. Here's some things. Did you think about this? I love pop up brainstorming. Yeah, I should do pop up brainstorming sessions. I'm like thinking, did you think about this? Did you think about that? What about this and what about that? Actually, I had one of those the other day with a woman that just popped up out of nowhere. I hadn't talked to this lady in a good 3 to 4 years. And then we just popped up and decided, she's a go-getter too. So she's like, hey, well, why don't we just meet for lunch? I'm like, cool. She's like, we could meet for lunch, dinner, whatever. Great, we did. So we had a wonderful time just popping off of each other's ideas were coming and flowing, and oh, those are the best. So, but how about you? How can you get what you really want? And then let me ask you the question: are you getting what you really want in life? And so here's what the problem with some people is that they lack motivation. In order to get what you really want, you have to be motivated. And some people, they've told me this. Some people have actually come to me and they've shared with me, and some have even confided in me. So I can't tell you their names, but they've confided in me that they lack motivation. And then I've had some people to tell me that at least one of the books that I've written and published has motivated them. So I love motivating people. So now I want to motivate some of you. Now here I am, a part of this anthology. We Are Women of Substance. Wow. It's like, where did that come from? That just almost popped out of nowhere. That's why you see the hashtag there. And you're going to want to hear more about that. I'm going to be talking more about that. I'm so excited to be a part of that. That's a whole nother session, but yeah, I want to help you here today. I don't want to talk. I'm going to talk about that at another time. But right now, I want to help somebody who needs to know, how in the world do you get what you want? Well, I just gave it away already. You have to be motivated. And so what is motivation? People ask it all the time. Well, what is motivation? Is it inspiration? Is it encouragement? Is it empowerment? What is motivation? Then you have some people who say, well, other people can't motivate you. I've even sometimes repeated that I've heard. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. No, I can motivate somebody easily. So I'm going to tell you how I do it. I motivate people, and anybody that's a motivator, they do it too. Here's how you motivate. But here, I want to tell you how to motivate you. Here's how you motivate yourself. Motivate. So first of all, you want to know what motivation is. So if you want to get what you want in life, you gotta be motivated. Okay? Yes. If you want a college degree, if you want a successful business, if you want a wonderful relationship, if you want a great marriage, if you want to have wonderful family, if you want to have awesome friendships, if you want a great career, if you want to be a particular size, whatever you want to travel around the world. You have to, well, then that's another key right there. I'm dropping all these see, that's how I like to do my stuff. I just like to drop the little nuggets of wisdom, and hopefully people will catch them. But I could put it in an outline for you, but you're right here listening. So I'm gonna just drop them and you just catch them. Good thing about live, you can go back and listen to it. So there's a couple of things you have to do. Number one, first of all, if you want to get what you want out of life, you have to be motivated. You have to find a way to motivate yourself. Now, here's the other part. So what is motivation? Motivation is the driving force, okay? It's your driving force that's driving you towards something. So motivation is that driving force that's driving you towards something. Now, it could be inner drive. It could be an outer drive. So you got intrinsic motivation, which is the inner drive. Then you got the extrinsic motivation, which is an outer drive. I'm not here to judge which one is better. I don't know if it really matters much, right? See, the problem with intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation is when you don't know the difference, or when you don't know about either one of them, that you don't even know what I'm talking about. So now that you know, you're good. You're golden. But you have to know yourself. It's like learning styles. When you don't know what your learning style is, if you don't know whether you're auditory, or you don't know if you're a visual learner or a kinesthetic learner. So that's a problem, right? When you don't know which one you are. It's just like a person who has allergies. If you don't know what your allergies are, you could be in real trouble. So knowledge is why they oftentimes say knowledge is power, and that people perish for the lack of it. But you don't have to worry about that now, because we're giving you the information right here. So like many of those things, motivation, intrinsic or extrinsic. So intrinsic is more of an inner type of drive, right? Just something inside of you is driving you. Just the idea of doing something, just the notion of doing something, just the good feeling that you get from doing something or what have you, that's coming from within you, something that you want to do for some personal or some internal satisfaction. Whereas the extrinsic motivation, I'm just giving you the paraphrase definition. You can look all these definitions up. You can go and investigate the theories and analyze them until the cow comes home, but I'm just giving you the skinny. So the external motivation is something then outside of yourself, giving you that drive and that push and that momentum to go and get the thing you want. Well, wait a minute. What do I want? Well, now you're talking. See, now those of you who have children that, and I used to hate when people say, my kids are not motivated. I used to hate to hear that when I used to run the College Bound program back in 2002 to 2004. And I used to hear over and over and over adults talk about how these kids weren't motivated. And I'm like, yeah, they are. They're just not motivated to do what you want them to do. But they motivated, because motivation at its base form, at its fundamental form, is a drive that gets you driven, what you're driving toward. So when you say a child isn't motivated and they're laying in bed all day, well, they're motivated to lay in bed. That's their motivation. What's driving them? So now you may say, well, what's driving that kid to lay in bed? Well, it may be that they're tired. Maybe they stayed up late the night before. Maybe they're laying in bed because their bones need rest. I don't know, but maybe they're laying in bed because you've made bed so comfortable. They're laying there. They got a big flat screen TV on the wall or not, and they have everything they need in bed. So why not be motivated to stay there, right? I know when I was in the military, a long, long time ago, back in 1980, oh, wow, that was a long time ago. Woo! Anyway, so 1980 in boot camp, right? We went through boot camp. That was 2 months. We got out of boot camp, and that's a whole nother workshop. I don't have time to tell you. That's another live. I can't go live another time to tell y'all about boot camp, right? 2 months of that. Oh, boy. Woo! Stories. I got stories for days. So for all of those who are making money, teaching people how to tell stories, y'all better come work with me, because I got stories galore from the military. Talk about lessons learned. So one of the lessons I learned in the military was this notion about motivation. And one of the things, when we got to our duty station, they called it, the place where you were going to work beyond boot camp, beyond your A school, you go to a place, they call it your duty station. That's where you're going to do your work. And even though you get paid all the while you're in the military, right? Even in boot camp, right? You get paid while you're there. So anyway, so you go to your duty station, and at this duty station, I was a jet mechanic. And we used to have to go out on the flight line, no matter what the weather was, to work on the planes, right? And it could be cold, it could be windy, it could be burning hot, whatever. And when we weren't out working on the planes, we would be inside our little shop, right, with all of our equipment and our tools and our things like that. So, and it was comfortable in there because you could sit around, you could laugh and joke, you could, do little things in there, right? You were in there with your team, what have you. So if they made it too comfortable in there, we wouldn't be motivated to go outside to fix a plane if the weather was bad or whatever. So what they did was they kept the shop in not a ideal condition. In other words, the environment, the weather, so in the winter, they made it cold. In the summer, they let it be hot. Because otherwise, you wouldn't be motivated to go out. You'd be motivated to stay in. So that's how, I learned just little things like that about motivation. So what I was saying about the child, if you make the child life too easy at home, they're not going to be motivated to get up and get out. You got to make getting up and getting out, you got to make that fun. You got to make that exciting. So anyway, I gave y'all that for free for those of you who are struggling with kids. You've made home too nice. They don't want to go out to school. Anyway, so you got to make school fun, because motivation is something that you want to do, right? That's what motivation is about. Motivation, at the end of the day, motivation results in something you want to do. So if you know that about motivation going into the thing, now you can regulate and manage your motivation. So what I'm saying is that if you want to have what you want, you have to turn your drive, right? Because motivation is your inner drive, is your drive, whether it's inner or outer, but it's your drive. And you have to turn your drive toward the thing you want. So let's just say you want to lose weight. So you turn your drive toward weight loss. You turn that inner drive, because that's what motivation is. Motivation is drive. It's like a car, right? You get in your car, if you want to go, if you're in New Jersey, and if you get in your car and you want to go to Ohio, you drive west. If you're in your car and you live in New Jersey and you want to go to North Carolina, you drive south to get to where you want to go, right? Okay, good, you got that. And if you live in New Jersey and you want to drive to California, you may kind of go diagonal, right? To get, especially if you want to go to Los Angeles, it's way down there in the corner. So that's where you have to look at it. Whatever you want, you have to set your drive inside to go after that. So let's say it's school. If you want a degree, you want to go to college, or you want to just even finish high school. Some of you still are in high school. Some of you have children in high school. You're wondering, how am I going to get this child out of here? How am I going to get this kid out of high school? They lack motivation. Well, they have to turn their drive, because they all have motivation. Because when people say people don't have motivation, yes, they do. Everybody has motivation. Everybody, every human being has motivation. motivation. Everyone has motivation. Is what is it turned toward? And so if you keep saying that people don't have motivation, well, your words become life, and you're actually kind of defeating the whole purpose. So stop doing that and just understand that motivation is drive. And now you know that. And some of you didn't know that before, and that's fine. You know now. That's why I'm here. That's why they call me Coach Lalisa. That's why I go live. That's why I do what I do, so that I can tell you these things. Because sometimes people won't tell you, and I'm here to tell you. So that's what we do. So yeah, go for it. So now you know whatever you want. Again, if it's a good relationship, drive toward good relationships. So don't keep going to bad ones, right? Again, if you're trying to go to North Carolina from New Jersey, you're not going to drive west. And if you're trying to go to Ohio and Chicago and Kansas City from New Jersey, you're not going to drive south. You have to know that all these things connect. You have to know that motivation is connected to your drive, and your drive is connected to the thing you want. And when you know what it is that you want, you can turn your drive in that direction. It's just like going out of town. It's just same thing. So you talk to your children or your spouse or whoever it is that's lacking this motivation, your students, your co-workers, your employees, whoever it is that seems unmotivated. And you sit down, and the first thing you have to say to them, you have to ask them is what it is. You have to find out what they want. Because here's why. Because the thing that you may think that they should be motivated for, they may have already turned their motivation towards something else. So you have to talk to them and see what it is that they want. Now, once you know what it is they want, then you might even say, well, hey, I'm good with that too. That's what my mom did. My mom, she knew. She was like, okay, Lelisa, you are motivated to drop out of school. And guess what? You know what? I'm going to let you, basically. Because when a person is motivated, there's not much you can really do to stop them other than to give them other options and say, hey, but you got to be positive about it. You got to say, hey, I see that you're really motivated about throwing your life away. Why don't you ever think about making something of your life? You see? As opposed to saying to them, you ain't motivated. You're not motivated. I'm throwing you out the house. I'm going to beat you. You're lousy. You're lazy. You're horrible because you're not motivated. No. They are motivated. But what are they motivated toward? And maybe what they're motivated, like I'm using me for an example, even though this didn't happen and this was not the case, but let's pretend it was. So maybe my mom had said to me, so Lelisa, so what do you want to do? I could have been like, well, Mom, I want to be a Hollywood star. Bingo. She could have been like, oh, no problem. Let's get you on a plane. Let's get you to California. Let's get you in some acting classes. You see what I'm saying? Not that that's what I wanted to be at that age, but I'm just saying you got to figure out what the person wants first, whoever it is. And then if it's you, even if it's you got to ask yourself, what is it that you want? And then throw your motivation behind it. What do I mean by throw your motivation behind it? Throw your drive behind it. What do I mean by throw your drive behind it? Throw your actions and behaviors behind it. So just to break it all down, because I know I've been on here probably past my 10-minute limit. Break it down. Throw your actions and your behaviors. That's all motivation is. Because what else could a drive be? What else could a drive be? We're talking about human beings here. We're not talking about dogs and cats and birds and fish. We're talking about people who can think, who have a mind. Okay, so we're talking about your actions and your behavior. When we talk about drive, so I'm not talking about some innate thing like in a dog. Come on, what happens? A dog is gonna do what a dog do is whatever. But I'm talking about people who can take their actions and take their behaviors and do whatever they want with them. Now, sometimes you need to work with someone. So you may have to contact a person like me, a life coach or spiritual coach or some other type of coach, or a business coach, a consultant, a mentor, whatever you want to call us. So if this seems hard to you and you're like, I know what you're saying, Coach Lelisa, that sounds good. I probably could do it, but I need help. That's fine. That's why I'm a coach. So you inbox me and we can work together. That's fine. Or you can go work with somebody else. There are other coaches. I'm not the only one. There are many, many others. And many of them have different programs, different plans, different systems that you may work better with. Sometimes I can make a referral. Some of these coaches, I know them. I've partnered with them, or I've worked with them. I can refer you. Or you could say, I got it. You could say, wow, I got that now. I can do this now. Great. That's fine. I'm not asking, you don't have to work with me. I'm just making sure that option is on the table because I don't want to leave anyone out. So either you can get it. Oh, that's what needs to happen. Oh, I just need my drive. Oh, I didn't know that was motivation. All this time, people all my life have told me that I'm not motivated. No, sometimes what people mean is that you're not motivated to do what they think you should be doing, or what they want to do themselves, or what they even think is possible. All right, so hopefully I've cleared that up for people, and hopefully I've motivated you to at least say, now I can go get what I want. Because here's like the big kahunga, as my grandson would say. God bless you, Jeremiah. He teaches me a lot of stuff. The big kahunga is this: you can take your motivation, you can be motivated, and you can go and have whatever it is you want. What do you want to do? You can do it. You can do it. You can, and if you're listening to this, you have every right, you have every power and every ability to just run and do it. Go get it done. And you don't have to have any, you don't need any help. Like, you got it, right? Like, hey, I'm motivated now. I can do this. I can have what it is that I want. But it does start with knowing what you want. Now, here's another piece. Let me just throw this in. I'm going to throw this in for free. I heard a preacher say that years ago, and I've been saying it ever since. Yeah, about 15 years ago, I heard a pastor say that down in Ohio, over there at the Church of the Living God. Some of y'all know the Church of the Living God. But this pastor, I'm throwing this one in for free. Sometimes, here's how you can know if this is, like, people say, well, how do I know what I want? Well, that can be challenging, right? So how do you know what you want? I'm going to see it. Hopefully this will help somebody, right? How you know what you want is to look at what you got. Because the reason you got what you got is because you wanted something. That's how you got it. So what have you, and so to you backtrack and you say, so what have I been doing? And then you look and you say, well, I've done this, I've done that. Well, that's how you got what you got. And how you got that was because of the things you did. So when people say, well, how do I know what I want? So look at what you're doing. And if you are not getting what you want, then that's an easy fix, is to stop doing what you've been doing. Because if you always do, as some people know this, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always have what you have right now. And if you ever want things that you never had before, you got to do things that you've never done before. So, with that being said, you should be able to get this thing done. You should be able to figure this thing out. And again, for some of you, it will be very, 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 very easy. The rest of you, you need to work with someone. And that's okay. That's okay. The other day, a good friend of mine's passed away, Dr. Gwendolyn Goldsby Grant. And she was, I only met her in the last, 7 years of my life. In the past 7 years, I met her. It's past 7 years of her life, and I met her. But one thing she said to me after all those years, I used to hear about her. I read some of her articles that she used to write in the Essence magazine way before social media came out. And I know it wasn't even a dream to ever meet this woman, right? The only person could have known that I needed to meet her one day was God himself. And so he put our paths together. Our paths crossed. We became such good friends that we would talk in the morning sometimes. And she would tell me that she was my psychologist. And I could just weep. I could weep now thinking about that. Like, how do you become the client of a woman like Dr. Gwendolyn Goldsby Grant? Okay, a woman when I was a young woman, she was writing articles in the Essence magazine. She was very popular, had over 25 million viewers then. That would be equal to like 100 million today or more. How do you get this woman to consider herself your psychologist? So just because you need to work with somebody, and she was a big help to me. She was a big help to me. So just because you need to work with somebody, there's nothing bad about that. It's good. I was honored to work with her. I was honored to call her my psychologist. I wasn't going to be pretending like I didn't need one. And the best thing about it, I wasn't being billed. There was no bill. She did this out of the goodness and the kindness of her heart, because that's who she was. It was not just a title for her. It was not just a degree. She was a psychologist. And when she spoke to you privately, she would tell you a lot of things that you had experienced. She was no psychic. But she understood behaviors and things like that. And so I wished I had known her my whole life. You know, I'm glad I got to know her for the time that I did. So I'm just sharing that with you all to say, just because you need help doesn't mean that, you know, there's something wrong with you. Well, there could be something wrong with you, but I'm saying it's not like it's a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? So, yeah, so now I'm going to pop on my little glasses here. And, yeah, so now I just want to say, Sandy, oh, my Sandy, my sweet, sweet Sandy. Sandy, is that my niece, Sandy? Sandy, if you're my niece, Sandy, please type something in because, you know, I've been missing you so much, and, you know, I love you dearly. But if that's my niece, hey, Queen Polly. Everybody, please say hi to the Queen. Did you guys bow to the Queen? But the Queen Polly is in the house, and Polly is total queen. She is I saw the movie Black Panther, and the first thing I thought of when I looked up, I thought of Polly, because when I saw Angela Bassett, and I told Polly that in church, hey, Darnella, God bless you. You're awesome, awesome. If you all have any questions, please ask your questions in this. And I will, you know, put a response now. I'll respond to you if you have a comment or a question that you would like for me to address, anything that you've heard, or you have a question about something I've said, even if it's it could be an argument. You may disagree with something that I've said about motivation, intrinsic motivation, extrinsic motivation, the way we motivate our children, the way we are motivated ourselves, the way we understand motivation, and what motivation can do in our lives, and how we can accomplish the things that we really want. And that's why accomplishing what you want has nothing to do with your ethnicity, has nothing to do with your level of education, has nothing to do with your race, it's nothing to do with your religion. It has to do with your motivation, because God still gives us free will. Because there are people who are blessed of the Lord and they still do not go out and do the things that God has even equipped and empowered them to do because they lack motivation. And why are they not motivated? It's not that they lack motivation. They lack motivation for the thing that they want to achieve. Because remember, we all are motivated. You know, motivation is in our DNA. So we are motivated. But what are we motivated to do? Like right now, I'm motivated to do this live feed, right? That's what I was motivated to do. So it's the thing that drives you. What is your drive? What are you driving toward? Think of it like that. Think of it like a car, and think of it like, where are you driving? So if you're motivated to start a business, your actions and your behaviors are toward things of a business. If you're not motivated to start a business, you won't be driven to do those things, and then be okay with that. You see, we have to get to a level where we're okay with the things that we don't want to do. You know, so that's a whole nother, I could do a whole nother teaching on what we want to do, what we can do. So, okay then, well, it looks like if there are I don't see any questions. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please share this. Now, I have learned something about Facebook. Facebook does operate now on shares. So please share this. To share this with, just hit the share button. It should be a little button across your screen somewhere toward the bottom. So yeah, Facebook now works on share. So when you share something, Facebook, especially for people who have something that they want to be shared, then Facebook, the algorithm picks that up, and when it does, it kind of does some different analysis with that. So if you don't mind, for those of you who can share it, if you don't share it, that's fine too. But if you can, I understand. It's not a problem. But yeah, so if you have any comments, any questions, if you want to know more, certainly I invite you to go and look up motivation, look up what motivates you. But at least what I'm telling you right now is enough to get you started, that you can achieve anything you want. Like, for instance, I never thought I'd be an author, ever, 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 right? But I was motivated to write a book. Why? Because I had the actions and the behaviors to write. So the actions and the behaviors are sit down and write. Have a thought. Write it down. Rewrite it. Contact an editor. Contact a graphic art, you know, like that. You got to have the actions, right? So somebody might say, well, I want to go to school. I don't know what to do. Okay, So go talk to a person at a school. First thing you do, even if you didn't know nothing else, you don't know what to do. You're clueless. You've never been to school. You've never been to college. You're absolutely clueless. So you take your drive and your behaviors, and you just go naturally from there. So what do? You just go up to a school. Any school. It doesn't matter what school. You go to the school, and then they're going to say, first thing they're going to say is, can I help you? You're going to say, very simple, keep it real simple, say, I want to go to school. Then they're going to say, oh, wow, so you want to go to school here? Yeah. Well, what do you want to do? I don't know. They'll take it from there. It's the same thing with starting a business. You want to start a business. You're clueless. You don't know what to do. Well, you come to one of my sessions or anybody else's sessions, or you go to the Small Business Bureau. And you say, you go there, the first thing they're going to say is, may I help you? What do you want? I want to start a business. They'll take it from there. It's the same thing with anything. Everything is like that, right? So actions and behaviors are critical, and they're the key. They are the thing that is your motivation. So you need action, you need behavior. Because I know there was a time even when people would criticize people that were too active. Like, wow, really? But because action is powerful. Action, I remember when I was a kid, I got beat for being so active. How sad. That's not right. Action and no, in school I'm saying, not at home because parents, but in schools because they try to make everybody, anyway. But no, don't stop people from being active and behaviors that move people. You got to be active and you got to be moving. That's what life is all about. So take your actions and take your behaviors. I mean, if you can have an action and a behavior that takes you to a nightclub and causes you to get in some mess, surely to God, you can take that same action and that same behavior into a classroom. So the same action and the same behavior that could cause you to sit down and watch a TV show is the same action and the same behavior that can cause you to write a book. I'm telling you, it's no difference. It's just a matter of where you're putting your actions. Anyway, so I just wanted to get that out. Hey, Yvonne, look at you. Now, this is long time no see. So let's see. Yep, you'll say you learned. Okay, you learned a lot. Thank you, Zanera. I think I'm saying that right. Zanera, God bless you. I'm glad you got a lot out of this. And again, thank you to each and every last one of you for watching. Love you. So yes, please, if you have to listen to it again, listen to it again. Again, you can do this. You can be motivated, and that's what motivation is. You can have the things that you want in life: education, a wonderful relationship, physically fit, the right health, the right finances, education, to travel all over the world, have your own business, be an entrepreneur, whatever you want. You can have it, and you have the motivation to get it done. You might just have to reroute, like in a GPS, when you're driving and you go in the wrong direction, it says rerouting. Well, nowadays it doesn't even tell you. It might just say make a U-turn. So you just reroute yourself. You just reroute. You got all the motivation you need to do anything you want. You can go from GED to PhD. You can do anything you want. You could have messed up 2, 3, 4, 5 decades and still come out on top. Because whatever it took for you to mess up, that same motivation is there for you to do what's right. All it means is going in a different direction. And whether it's intrinsic motivation, that means inside you just feel something good. But even if it's extrinsic, right, that means it's outside of you. That means that there's somebody there to literally pat you on the back and tell you, atta girl, atta boy, go get it, you can do it. That's what that extrinsic motivation is about sometimes, an external thing that makes you want to do it. Like, what is the driving force? Well, you can be your own drive. You can be your own external factor. You can say to yourself, atta girl. Just because it's external and extrinsic doesn't mean you have to wait on someone else to pat you on the back. You can pat your own self on the back. And you can say to yourself, atta girl. You can look yourself dead in the mirror and go, atta girl, atta boy. You can do it. Keep going, you know, to keep that momentum going. You can do it. Yes, you can. I know you can. And I believe you will. I know. Hey, Shakira. Oh, my gosh, Shakira. Now, you know, we used to have multiple conversations like this back in the day, right? And Shakira, congrats on the new babies. Hey, Kiva, my absolute love of my life. Well, not love of my life because that's Andrew. But Kiva, you know, you have a special place in my heart. Hey, Miss Royal, another powerful author, amazing author, teacher, awesome woman of God. Please, Royal, share your information. Oh, I love you. Thank no God, no bless you. Bless each and every last one of you. So I'm going to be back. Not today. I'm done for today. I know tomorrow is a holiday for a lot of people, but we got to press forward and we're going to get the things we want. This is our year, 2018. This is our century. This is the year to get it done. This is the year that now we know what we need. We need to be motivated. And we know that motivation, we all have it. And so you're motivated. You don't lack motivation. You're full of motivation. You got motivation in your DNA. And because of that, you can have whatever you want. All you need is drive. That's all you need, is to be driven toward the thing. Just like getting in a car and going down south from New Jersey, just like getting in a car and going out west. And if you're out west and you wanted to come to New Jersey, you'd have to drive east. If you were, you know, in the Midwest and you wanted to go to Georgia, you'd have to drive, you know, south. So it doesn't matter where you are. Think about it like, where am I driving? When you think about drive, I want you to keep two words in mind: actions and behaviors. Actions and behaviors. And then even if I wanted to go deeper than actions and behaviors, the next level would be my words and my thoughts. Because our words and our thoughts become our actions and our behaviors. And so, be careful of what you say, and please guard your thoughts. Don't just let any old thing resonate in your head. Please don't. Not going to work. You have to guard your heart and your thinking, and you have to guard your words. Your words, that's why we don't get on here and just say any old thing. Some people think, I know there are people who think I'm a little stuck up. Whatever, that's fine. That's okay. But I'm careful about what I say because I know the power of our words. And I can't be caught just saying any old thing. I can't. I won't do it. I won't, because I've been there. I know what it costs me. I did that all of my young life when I was a teenager, when I was in my 20s and in my 30s. Well, 32-ish or so. I stopped by that time. And I had clearly stopped by 40. I'm 61 now. I had stopped by age 40. No more of that just saying whatever I want to say, because I truly, truly understood the power of our words. Now, the saving grace to people who don't understand the power of their words, a lot of times their words have no power, because if we don't understand the power of our words and we were to get the result of our words, we would already be destroyed, most of us, right? So it kind of can work for you when you don't know. But once you know, you can't unknow. So now that you know that your words are powerful, you're going to have to do something about it. And so, excuse me. So what you're going to do, though, is now that you know the power of your words, it's time to take control of what you say. Only say the things that you expect to see and that you want to see. And so, for instance, we've been stopped saying things like, oh, that kills me. We stopped saying that like when I was 40, right? Because we realized that, whoa, thank God that while we were saying it, he didn't let it kill us. Because, oh my God, think about all the things that would have killed us if that word had power. You know how many times we would have been like a cat with 9 lives or 900 lives, right? So God bless you. Hey, Sabrina. Oh my God. You know, I know Sabrina because Sabrina and I are part of the anthology. We are Women of Substance. I'm so excited about that. I went live in our little area, and I do have it as a hashtag here because we were challenged, or, you know, we were advised, or we were encouraged to start talking about this amazing project that I'm a part of that's still blowing my mind. So I'm going to come another time and talk about that, but I really wanted to get that off my chest about you can do and have the life that you want. I really wanted to get it off my chest because I want somebody right now who didn't think they could. I want you to do it. I want you to go and get whatever life you want, because now you know what it takes. Your behaviors and your actions are your driving force, and you need to drive them toward the thing you want, but you first got to know what you want. I want you to sit down. I don't care how you do it. I don't care when you do it, but at some point you need to do it. I don't know how you're going to do it, but I know you need to do it. I don't know. You're going to do it on your break. You're going to do it on your lunch hour. You're going to do it on your day off. God forbid, don't do it while you're in the hospital in the bedroom somewhere. No. That's how way too many people do it. They wait until they're like in the end. It's like, no, do it now. Don't have to be forced to do this. Do it now. Like I said, do it on your break. Do it on your lunch hour. Do it on your day off. Do it on your vacation. Do it. Just please do it. Decide what it is you want. Now, again, you don't know what you want. Okay, please come and work with somebody that can give you some options and maybe some ideas. Read a book. Go to Google. Well, be careful on Google though. So, because Google might give you something crazy to want, and there you go, off to the races. No. So don't be wanting nothing crazy. So just call me. Let's work with somebody that can give you some wholesome, righteous, positive things to want, because God forbid somebody go off and do something crazy. Well, Coach Lisa told me I could have her husband. Hecky no. No. Coach Lisa ain't talking nothing crazy like that. Well, Coach Lisa said that I should just do this. No. I'm talking about doing things that are wholesome, righteous, legitimate, positive, meaningful, credible, and all those are the things I'm talking about. You can have what you want. Successful, greatness. So yes, okay. Hey, Miss Kelly. Oh my God, my Kelly. Now, Kelly Strong, y'all. Y'all got to know Kelly Strong. Kelly, where's my Kelly Chronicles? I ain't had a chronicle in months. But I ain't had no coffee. I ain't had no chronicles, y'all. That's Kelly Chronicles right there. But so yeah, and again, for all of those of you who are on social media, you know you're doing something when your nieces come on, right? I didn't have one niece up in here, and I think I had another niece. Oh, Sandy, girl, I'm cooking with gas. I don't even want to let y'all go now because I'm excited. But yeah, so if you're listening to the replay, God bless you. Again, you can have what you want, get motivated. You are motivated. Derive your motivation, direct your motivation, control your motivation, manage your motivation. That's what you have the motivation. You are motivated. Don't think you're not. You just need to drive it, manage it, and make sure you are analyzing where it's going and that you have some control over it. All right? And that it goes where you want it to go. But until you know where you want to go, your motivation is just like, it's like a car can be idling. You ever been in a car that just idles, right? That means you turn the car on and it's not going anywhere, right? It's just idling, right? And it's just making noise. It's even shaking, but it's not going anywhere. So that's what you're like when you don't know where you want to go. Your motivation is on, but it's just there being wasted. Basically, it's wasted motivation. So find somewhere to go. And even if you don't want that permanently, even if you just want something for a short time. I mean, when a person goes to college, they don't stay in school forever, but they're motivated for that time period to get that done. You can get it done and they move on. Okay? So everyone, enjoy the rest of your President's Day weekend. And for those of you who are still doing the love thing and enjoying the whole, you're still feasting in the whole Valentine's Day. For those of you who are part of my public speaking training. I hope you're working on those speeches. I'm sending you some motivation your way to get it done. Get that. That's a hint, hint, hint. Motivated to get that done. Actions and behaviors. You may not even want it, but what are your see? Because sometimes you just do things that you just want it, and you don't need to worry about the motivation because you want that so bad. You just want it, and nobody has to talk to you about being motivated when you want something automatically. But when you don't want it automatically, but you know you need it, and you know you want to do it, then you must do it. Then you have to turn on this extra piece of motivation where you are directing and you are guiding your behaviors and your actions, and you tell yourself. So you say, self, get up, read that book. Self, sit down, write that journal. Self, go over there and make dinner for those kids. Self, get those clothes laid out for work. Like some people, they struggle, right, every morning with getting clothes for the kids and for themselves, right? Well, okay, tell yourself, self, go on over there and do those clothes for the whole week. Get the kids ready for the whole week, you see? And therefore, when you get up every morning, you just roll with it. So you got to just be motivated. I'm going to talk more about motivation. I don't think this is my last time to talk about motivation because I have a lot more to say about motivation, because I'm going to be talking about how you can not only change your life, I'm going to be talking about how through motivation we could change the whole world just through motivation. So stay tuned. Come back for the next time. And if you got something out of this, if you got any form of motivation, if you learned anything about motivation, if this has helped you at all, please make a reply. Please make a comment. And I will follow up with you later. God bless everybody. Enjoy.